Cheers, Hugh. The ground staff are just trying to pop hundreds of blue and white balloons that have just been released from the away end here. As Mickey said, packed to the rafters away to our left-hand side. Not a seat to be had anywhere in that away end. 5,700 looking to see if Leicester can wrap up the championship title for the second time in 10 years. What a run this club has been on. Yes, the disappointment of relegation, but they have bounced back at the first time of asking. The only thing remaining is will they be going up as champions. Preston, well, they'll hope to end their miserable run of form, and Preston could yet have a huge say in the entire promotion and playoff picture, because they take on West Brom at the weekend, who themselves are going for a place in the playoffs. So Preston make 3 changes tonight. Jordan Story's ill. Woodburn and Rees drop out of the 11 that lost last time out. Watmo, Frockyart and Osmajic come in. They've got Woodman in goal. Watmo, Lindsay and Hughes at the back. Miller, Brown, Ledson and Brady across the middle. Frockyart behind Osmajic and Keane, who starts up top. For Leicester, they make 4 changes. Hermansen drops out, as did Justin, Dewsbury Hall and Mavididi. Salarchik comes in goal with Cody, Yunus and McAteer coming into the 11. It's Salarchik then in goal behind a back 4 of Fas, Vestergaard, Cody and Ricardo Pereira. Yunus, Winks and Ndidi across the middle. McAteer and Fatawu up alongside Jamie Vardy. On the bench for Preston, Cunningham, Evans, Stewart, Rees, Holmes, Theo Mawene, 16 years old, could be about to make his debut. Kian Best and Noel Mawene, who's 19 years old, the keeper. Di Cornell. And for Leicester, it's Hermansen the keeper. Justin, Doyle, Mavididi, Chowdhury, Daka, Dewsbury Hall, Pratt and Cannon. We are underway here at Deepdale. Just had a torrential downpour, so the surface is going to be zipping about here. And the ball hooked away by Leicester in their change strip, the dark blue with a light blue sash across the chest. Preston in their white shirts, dark shorts and white socks. They're attacking Preston the end, which all those Leicester fans are amassed. What a party they are having. And the ball now on the edge of the box with Alan Brown. Out of contract end of the season, will his stay at Deepdale be coming to an end? Well, we've got a stoppage in play here. I think Leicester player's just been caught down below us. That is Yunus who's gone down. I think it was just a collision rather than anything else. It is going to be a throw to get it back underway. Well, Mickey Gray, you've been in this position a few times. Championship promotion secured, going for the title. What's the mood of the players like tonight?
You're excited, Mark. I think, you're obviously looking forward to what's going to happen or what's coming this season following this one, but you also want to finish on a high. It's been such a journey, such a ride for these Leicester City players. And you just have to look, don't you, to that left-hand side. You mentioned it there, 5,700 supporters. You don't want to let them down. You want to go out, you want to just perform as good as you know that you possibly can. And you want to just keep scoring goals. You want to entertain, and that's what they'll be looking to do tonight.
Yeah, Preston, and they've got it in the centre circle. Watmore will get it out wide on the far right-hand side. Leicester not yet been out of their own half thus far. You're live with us here on TalkSport 2. What an ending to the season we've got as Brady. Great chest control, almost got him in behind the Leicester defence there. But then skipping away come the visitors here. Nice mazy run. But in the end, they couldn't find a player there. And it was Fatawu who just overran it in the end, and it'll go all the way through to Freddie Woodman and his lilac goalkeeping strip. He knocks it long and downfield. It's over the top of the Preston attack, and it should go all the way back to Jakub Salarchik, who's getting a rare outing tonight. What will the team selection have been based on, Mickey? Because obviously there will have been some partying going on. Will players have been offered the chance not to play tonight, do you think?
I wouldn't have thought so. I think you go and enjoy yourself, Mark, on the Friday. It's enough time to get over a few drinks, isn't it? But yeah, I think there was always going to be a few changes, wasn't there?
Well, here's a chance now for Leicester to keep the ball in down on the byline, but they couldn't keep it in. Indeed, he couldn't wrap his boot round it, and he puts it behind for a goal kick away to our right-hand side. 2.5 minutes gone here at Deepdale. Preston 0, Leicester 0.
But also, what I would say on that, Mark, is as well, it obviously gives Enzo Maresco a chance to maybe have a look at players who he may be expected to play a little bit more this season. Does he think that they're going to be good enough to play in the Premier League next time around, or are they just going to be squad players? A change in goal as well. Certainly we know that you need 2 good goalkeepers in the Premier League. So there's still questions out there to be asked for the manager and the coaching staff, and these players will want to answer them in the right way.
Yeah, certainly will. As the kick from Woodman is downfield, ball bouncing around in the edge of the halfway line. Leicester will play it back to their goalkeeper, and Salarchik will just bowl it out over on the far side. Leicester fans raucous here, it has to be said. They're making plenty of noise, and why wouldn't they? It's been a wobbly 6 weeks or so at the end of the season. Looked like they were possibly going to make a mess of it, but they managed to turn it around, and they could be in with a chance here into the edge of the area down the right hand side. Yunus lays it back here, and it's played back by Ricardo. He will get it back midway inside the Preston half. Interchanges passes on this near side, and they'll keep possession here with Ricardo. He'll switch it across to the far side, and Didi's getting forward now, and he just lays it back, and back across they'll come to this near side. Vestergaard gets it away over on the far side to Wout Faes. All played into the final third. Here's a chance edge of the area now for a shot to come in. Just rather dwelt on it, and eventually they get it out here to Fatawu, right hand side of the penalty area. He's trying to go to the byline. He's got past one, can't get the cross in. Blocked at the near post. The clearance is then blocked as well. Leicester challenging for it. The offside flag has gone up. Neat little passage of play in the end, but they couldn't quite get an end product on it. Still 0-0.
Yeah, they got a little bit of good fortune in that move as well. Harry Rinks just giving the ball away, but ricochet back into his path, and Pereira down that right hand side loves to get into the opposition's 18-yard box. Nice little bit of play down the right hand side. Fatawu was always going to take you on in a 1v1 situation. Just couldn't quite lift his cross up, could he? There was enough players in the box to try and get on the end of it, but you can sense that Preston are going to have to do a lot of defending tonight.
Yeah, all played forward by Woodman. Vestergaard will win the header. Falls in the centre circle. Brown will head it forward. Vestergaard takes it down on his chest, and as he tries to play it out to Faes, he's lost control of it over on the far side, and forward now comes Miller. Miller has it on the far side of the area. They're going to whip across him from the right hand side, and Salarchik didn't know whether to come or go for that, and in the end it just curled away from him, took the decision out of his hands, and it's behind for a goal kick.
Well, it's a great move. Really good play from Will Keane, pinching the ball from Vestergaard. Just languid on the ball. He needed to do things quicker, but when they get that ball out to those right hand positions, whip the ball in there. Ryan Ledson, super little ball into the box. Salarchik, he has to just try and watch that one, hoping that there's no Preston player at the back stick. Unfortunately for him, there wasn't.
Yeah, had a problem with the match ball there. Sam Allinson, the man in the middle, he's had that changed, and forward come Leicester, going from left to right as we look down here from the back of the main stand at Deepdale. You're live on TalkSport 2. We're mentioning the end of the season. What a day Saturday promises to be in the Championship. Lots at stake. Ipswich tomorrow, of course, will get a chance to secure promotion. They've all played through by Leicester's all the way through to the keeper. Still 0-0 here. Woodman has it on the edge of his area.
Mark, just talking about the Ipswich game there, and you talk about lots of balloons that we've seen on the pitch today. They've all been burst. I think Coventry, since that semi-final, it seems to happen to them, so that's a big opportunity for Ipswich tomorrow.
Yeah, it is. Wouldn't quite wrap it up, but a win, they would only need a point on the final day. 2 games remaining for Ipswich. Leicester, a win here, and they are the champions. For Leeds, they've just got to sit and wait, and that's often the worst position to be in, isn't it? You're relying on others to help you out. Ball at the back with Leicester. 0-0 here, early stages at Deepdale. The rain easing off as the ball now worked out wide on the Leicester left. Vardy waits in the middle. Can they find him? The cross eventually blocked. They're appealing for handball. Referee was right there, and he's having none of it. And the Preston fans behind the goal are not happy that Leicester even appealed for the penalty there. But indeed, he certainly did appeal. And now actually it's going to be a goal kick.
Yeah, probably the right decision in the end. I don't think there was too much in it. Really good run from Ndidi into the 18-yard area. He's always going to try and do that, getting behind this back line when he gets the opportunity. Just couldn't quite wrap his left foot around that one, but you can see the intent. They're getting the ball into those wide areas with McAteer and Fatawu. 1v1 situation, get the head up. First thought is, let's put that ball across that 6-yard area.
Yeah. Ball played forward then by Woodman, and it's going straight out on the full on this near side, and it'll be a Leicester throw in. Ricardo Pereira will take the throw down below us, down this right hand side. It's interesting when you look at the players that are off contract at both these two clubs, and that's going to be a key part. I know Hugh was mentioning earlier on, Mickey, about the chances of Leicester, but the likes of Ndidi and Atchol, Brighton Vestergaard, Pratt, all out of contract end of the season. There's going to be some turnover of players regardless, isn't there?
Yeah, all new contracts. I think that's certainly something that they'll be hoping to get tied up as quick as they possibly can, Mark. Well, there's going to be a lot of movement at Leicester, isn't there? Players coming in and out, and then what's going to happen with the points deduction as well? So that's all lingering over the top of their heads at the moment. But the players can't worry about that. They just have to go out, keep doing the business week in, week out, and look, I've been an underdog in the Premier League, and I think that's what Leicester City are going to be, and it's sometimes a good thing because the expectations are not as high as everybody wants them to be.
Well, Leicester have just earned themselves a free kick here. Referee Sam Allinson just having a word as Casey McAteer is bundled over on the far side. Free kick for Leicester, just over halfway. 0-0 if you just joined us here tonight. Remember, a win for Leicester wraps up the championship title. Promotion already secured for the Foxes. For Preston, only Pride to play for here. Ricardo's going to put the cross in towards the far post. It's taken down on the chest beautifully. Did he just wanted too long on that then? Brought it down nicely, but didn't get the shot away in the end. Leicester keep the ball over on the far side. Wout Faes has it. Just had a bit of a shock when I looked down at my team sheet. I thought Wout Faes had a savage haircut in the warm-up because the team sheet's got him and Conor Cody's numbers mixed up. Ball on the left. Leicester looking to deliver. Here is Faes. Curls it into the far post, and it was just a little bit too deep in the end. Woodman was scrambling across his line, and it goes behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, well, I mean, that pressure and a lot of possession from Leicester City at the moment. They're playing all of their football in Preston's half, and they are actually getting themselves into some really good positions. I thought Ndidi a minute ago should have done a lot better. Tried to bring the ball down in the 18-yard box when I thought initially he had the chance to head it across the 6-yard box. And when you've got Jamie Vardy, all he needs is that little half a yard. You know he's going to make those runs. You've got to try and find him. 13 goals, and is it Mark in his last 16 games or something, which is, it's a brilliant return. Yeah,
he's been in a great run of form. Ricardo just went for a really good run down the touchline. He thought he'd kept it in. The assistant on the near side thought otherwise. The assistant's looking a bit like the Dutch football team with their orange shirts and black shorts. Ball on this near side here with Hughes, and he too has overrun the ball and it's gone out for a throw-in. It's been a little bit scrappy early on. 11 gone, still 0-0.
Yeah, I don't think this swirling wind is going to help at all, Mark. As soon as it goes into the air, it's swirling everywhere. Whereas I think that's why Leicester City look as if they've settled into the game a lot better. But as I say that, a crossfield ball from Conor Cody to try and find Wout Faes, it's nowhere near him, which then just gives Preston the opportunity. I mean, I don't know if they've got a long throw from over on that far right-hand side. No, they keep it short, but a bit scrappy.
Yeah, given away. Here's a chance now over on that far side, but good defending. Faes wins it back. He gets it to Harry Winks, and Winks on the edge of his own area will turn away. Oh, he's done well there. I thought he was going to get caught in possession, but the two Preston players ran on past him, but Preston have won it back on that far side, and they'll get it back towards halfway now. Been in a miserable run of form right at the end of their season, Preston, when they were set for a challenge at the playoffs. And we were talking, Mickey, ahead of the game, there's nothing wrong with being mid-table in the championship, being a decent, solid championship team. I know everyone wants to go for promotion, but Preston financially can't compete, can they?
No, they can't. And, well, we were talking about Mark. Well, I think they're like a Crystal Palace of the Premier League. They're never in doubt of getting relegated. They're never at the top of the table looking at maybe one of the top 6 or 7 positions, and I think that's pretty much what Preston are in the championship.
Yeah, Letson plays a nice ball out wide on the Preston right-hand side. Good tackle initially from Faes, but can't clear the ball away, but Winks will do. It wasn't the best ball into the penalty area, and Leicester are trying to look to break forward up towards halfway, but they've just got to check back inside their own half, and that will draw a free kick. Much to the angst of the Deepdale faithful here, still 0-0.
Yeah, it was a really good opportunity there for Ryan Ledson. He worked it really well. He got himself into a 1v1 situation. I have to say, really good defending from Wout Faes. stood his ground, waited for the opportunity to win the ball back. But I think if you get the chance to get that half a yard, you've just got to whip that ball into the box and start asking questions of this back line of Leicester City that's been shuffled around a little bit.
Yeah, got a free kick midway inside their own half over on that far side. Leicester attacking the goal away to our right. They'll knock it long and downfield. It's headed away quite comfortably in the end by Lindsay. Picked up in midfield, and here now is Winks. Will just feed the ball out to his right-hand side, where Connor Cody will feed it forward. Here's Fatawu now. He's looking to whip the ball in left-footed towards Vardy at the far post. Didn't quite reach him. And now Preston will look to break. On the break, good sliding tackle from Winks. That was an excellent tackle. But then Fatawu rather waiting for the ball, and Brady's picked his pocket. Brady going forward now. Will get the ball away. Frockyar couldn't quite find Miller. That was a chance on the break there. That's the best we've seen from Preston.
This is where they've got to sharpen up that final pass. Great play from Rory Brady down this left-hand side. But Frockyar, he's got all the time in the world to play that ball out to the right-hand side and keep the attack going. It's just a sloppy, languid pass. Maybe a pass that you see at the end of the season.
Yeah, now the ball played forward for Vardy, who went one way, and Ricardo went the other with a pass. They acknowledge each other. And the ball is through to Freddie Woodman. Still 0-0 here. You're live on TalkSport 2. Mark Wilson alongside Mickey Gray, who's had numerous promotions out of the Championship. And the ball now won back here, high up the field, and there's a chance here. Yunus wins it on the edge of the area. He tries to slide it through. Here's a chance for Vardy. Good save by the feet of Woodman to keep him out. That was a beautiful slide ball in, and Vardy was on it in a flash, but Woodman comes up with a fine save.
It's fantastic. The movement's great. Yunus has done really well. Always seems to work, doesn't it? A little reverse pass. As I said before, Jamie Vardy's always going to make that little run. But wow, Mark, we're seeing some mistakes in this game tonight.
Some passing out from right. This time it's Stalacic who's, rather than just play the ball forward, he's almost tried to hook it round his own body, and he's kicked it straight out for a throw-in on the far side.
Yeah, it's strange, isn't it? Look, he's been given an opportunity tonight, and those are the type of things that just get the blood boiling in a manager's head, don't they? And you can see Presco's just coming out to his technical area there, just to maybe say to his players, look, calm down, we're in control, but let's stop making these silly little mistakes.
Yeah. Well, it's Preston who are attacking, although they go back towards halfway here. The rain continues to fall at Deepdale. Brady has it wide on the Preston left. He gets it to Frockyar. He lays the ball off. Here's Alan Brown. Be interesting where Alan Brown ends up next season. The one that's out of contract, and you associate him with being here at Preston. He's been here quite a while, hasn't he? But
yeah, I think he got player of the season, Mark, last week as well. And I was just speaking to somebody in the press room, as you do, and I think some of the words then when he was speaking, it felt like he was actually leaving the club.
Well, here's Brady down the left-hand side, gets a chance to put the ball in, and it's headed away and out for a corner. It was a good header in the end from Vestergaard, about 8 yards out in front of his own goal, and he puts it behind for a corner to Preston NorthEnd. We mentioned that Preston take on West Brom at the weekend. That's going to be another huge game, isn't it? West Brom all of a sudden need a result to lock up their place in the top six.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I have to say, they started the game really brightly, and Robbie Brady, the best of the bunch, I have to say, down this left-hand side, he's getting a lot of joy. Decent enough cross into the box there to win his side a corner.
It is going to be swinging it in right-footed. Everybody back in the penalty area for Leicester. 3 Preston players wait on the edge of the area. Ball is whipped in towards the near post. Great header away. Indeed, I think it was who got the header on it. The break could be on here for Leicester. Ball over the top, but then the Preston defender's just going to get first run on it, and in the end, it's Frockyar who sees it back to his goalkeeper. He'll get it back now on this near side. Leicester have got a couple of players high on the press, and Woodman would like to get rid of it, but plays it out from the back. Well played. We're used to seeing it now, aren't we? They're used to dealing with it like that. They're not too fussed, the goalkeepers now. And the ball played forward. And here now come Preston. Ball over the top. Miller just couldn't take it in. I wondered if he'd gone slightly too early then, but the ball over the top was into his path. He just couldn't take it in.
I had a quick look along the line, Mark, as well, and Connor Cody was playing him onside. And Liam Miller's first touch just had to be better. It was a little bit behind him, but he just had to hold his ground. Maybe for a second he would have been able to touch it into his path, and he had so much grass in front of him, but unfortunately couldn't get that first touch right.
Here's Brady again on the left, looking for the give and go, edge of the area. laid off to him by Frocchia. Gets it back on the near side and just eases the ball back. And now Hughes will knock it down the touchline. Brady's got a chance to put in a cross in. He does put the cross in, but Stolacic, all in light green, grabs it on the edge of his 6-yard box, and it remains 0-0.
Well, I don't know who to criticise there. Is it the striker for not getting to the near post, Osmajic on this occasion? Because again, Robbie Brady finding himself down on this left-hand side. He's put some super balls into the area. A lot of whip and pace on this one. Simple save for Stokarčić in that Leicester City goal, but he would have been expecting that run towards the near post. Oh, a little bit worrying for Leicester, how easy it is for Preston to get in behind him on this left-hand side. Yeah,
got in a couple of times. Ball now works infield. Here's Ricardo. Gets the ball back now, looking to try and find a teammate, and he does. He finds Ndidi, who works it out wide on the Leicester left-hand side. Chance for the cross to come in here. It might be a shot from the edge of the area. It is a shot, and it's comfortably saved in the end by Woodman. I've got the feeling that McAtee wanted to hit that a little bit earlier, but his own teammate got in the way, just had to have an extra touch.
Yeah, it was Ndidi. I think he just got in his path as he was wanting to pull that right foot back and get his strike away. Has to jinker past about 4 or 5 players, and eventually when he did get his shot away, he never really get too much sting behind it. Didn't get it off the grass. Simple save, wasn't it, in the end for Woodman.
Still 0-0 here. Lively start to the game from both sides. The pressure valve on Leicester has been relieved. Blackburn at home, shouldn't they get the job done tonight? And now it's Preston coming forward over on the far side. Here's Brown, edge of the centre circle. We'll move it on here to Hughes, who finds Frocchia, looks for the crossfield ball to Miller. Miller takes it down. Right, orange boots on, lays it back. He's giving it straight to Jamie Vardy. Vardy's got nobody with him, but got a little bit fortunate there. The ball bounced off Miller, and he keeps the ball for Jamie Vardy. Now the contract at the end of the season. I don't think he'll be short of offers, that's for sure, but you would imagine Leicester will get that tied up and dealt with pretty quickly.
Yeah, you would think so, wouldn't you, Mark? I mean, his goals return, top scorer this season as well. You just need him around the place. I said before, whether he's an impact sub or you put him on for 60 minutes, you always seem to expect, I suppose, something to happen when Jamie Vardy's in your starting 11.
Yeah, well, he just showed it there. He's had one chance and he hit the target. It was a good save from the goalkeeper. Still 0-0 here. All given away by Yunus. And now Preston will look to knock it long, and they're sending a searching ball downfield, but they can't quite get it in. The back pass here to Stolacic, who does well on the edge of his area in the end to tidy things up.
I think this is what they do really well, Leicester. We talked about the counter-attacking football and play some wonderful balls out to the left-hand side, but when they just need to slow it down and be patient at times, they've got that experience to do so.
Ricardo gets the ball. It wasn't the best pass, just bounced into his path. He will get it now and lays it off on this near side. And here forward comes Connor Cody. Lays it back to Harry Winks, about 35 yards out from goal. Beautiful little flick pass here into the path of Yunus. Well, that was delightful, absolutely delightful from Ricardo there. Yunus read it well, but the shot was blocked. And here come Leicester again. Cody's thinking about putting a ball into the area, and it's hooked away, headed back into the edge of the Preston box, and then put behind. That was a little bit unnecessary there from Alan Brown. He asked a little bit too much of his teammate at the back, and it's out for a Leicester corner. Still 0-0.
Yeah, the hand came up, didn't it? A little apology there from Alan Brown. Just got a little bit too much pace on that header. A good play again from Leicester City. I talked about the patience, but when they do get that chance in half a yard, anywhere around that 18-yard box, this time Connor Cody put in a lovely little ball towards the near post that certainly needed defending.
It did. Corner for Leicester then, looking to open the scoring here. It's going to be an in-swinging corner down below us. Plenty of movement in the penalty area. Ball to the far post. Keeper does well, Woodman. Beautiful hands. Comes forward. He's looking to bowl it out and get Preston on the attack. In the end, he does get it away over on the far side, and Preston already up to the halfway line. As Majic had made a good run down the centre of the field, but they couldn't find him. And here now is Miller, cutting in off the right, gets it away. Nice ball into the path of Frocchia, has got room to turn. He'll get it away to Brady on this near side. Brady level with the edge of the penalty area. This goes back here now to Miller, gives it to Ledson. Ledson's looking for the crossfield diagonal. That's headed away comfortably on the far side by McAtee back defending, and Preston get it back on halfway. Ball back on the far side of the field. Still 0-0 here. Ball played in defeat and given away again by Preston. They've just been a little bit scrappy at times, Preston, haven't they? When they've had good ball, they've given it away too many times.
Yeah, they have. This time it was Will Keane. No pressure on him whatsoever. Simple little 5-yard pass back to one of his teammates. And that's what Leicester are waiting for. They're waiting for that opportunity for you to give the ball away, and they'll just pounce on that, and we know how good they are when they start to get that ball into that final third.
Yeah. Sam Allison, the referee, is just having to get rid of some rubbish off the field. I'm not entirely sure what that is.
Beach ball, Mark.
Oh, is it a deflated beach ball, is it?
Yeah, we need that at the Stadium of Light, and Darren Bent to knock it in the back of the net again, because we're struggling.
Yeah. Speaking of disappointing ends to the season, Sunderland will be high on that list, Mickey. You don't need me to tell you about that.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, I just hope that they sort things out, and they need to sort them out quickly. We need somebody who's going to be in charge next season, and the recruitment has got to be absolutely spot on. Few experienced players, and they can bounce back next season, because we can't have this again.
No. Here come Leicester, already promoted. They'll be in the Premier League next season. Cody advances down. He's just played that. He got caught in two minds there. He didn't know whether to play it to Fatawu or to Vardy, and in the end he split the both of them and found Woodman instead. Still 0-0.
It always seems to be the case, doesn't it, when you've got more than one decision to make when you're on the ball. Connor Cody, he's playing over on this right hand side more so, but when that opportunity's there to play that ball through, you know that Vardy's got the pace. You don't have to put too much on it, because he will get on the end of those passes.
Harry Winks is not happy here that the referee blew for a free kick a couple of seconds after the ball had been won back by Leicester, and Leicester were in possession, but the free kick is given. You are listening to Preston against Leicester in the EFL Championship on TalkSport 2 and McDonald's, or the Mac Delivery on the McDonald's app, and get tasty rewards points. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. 0-0 here. A win for Leicester would wrap up the title. Will they get it here tonight?
It's been a good battle, Mark, hasn't it, down this left-hand side for Tau and Robbie Brady. It's a bit of cat and mouse, isn't it? Brady's wanting to try and get forward, and he's done it really well so far, but when you leave for Tau in a 1v1 situation with the pace and the quality he's got, that can be a problem.
Yeah, it can. Ball on the edge of the penalty area here for Preston. Frockyar will just go back towards halfway. Finds Andrew Hughes, who comes forward now. Back to Frockyar. He'll get the ball away over on the far side, and in possession on that far side is Watmo. Leicester trying to press and win the ball back, but Preston evade them for now. And now the ball back inside Preston's half. You can see the Leicester game plan playing out in front of us here, but Preston so far have managed to keep possession this time, and they'll get it away on the far side. And now Miller drops back just inside his own half, right-hand touchline, looks to cut in field and find a teammate, which he does. Ball played forward, but finally Leicester win it back on halfway, and Didi involved, and he's bundled over, and he'll get a free kick. Tomorrow night, double header of action. TalkSport, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid live in the Champions League semi-final first leg. Jim Proudfoot and Stuart Pearce will be calling that one. Adrian Durham, he'll be based at the CBS Arena, where Coventry take on Ipswich. What a big game that is. Ian Danton, the former Arsenal midfielder Adrian Clark. The Championship roller coaster ready for another twist and turn tomorrow night. Certainly Leeds fans will be hoping for a Coventry win. So much could happen in the final few days of the season, and then the real fun starts, the playoffs. Ball edge of the centre circle. Leicester have it. Their turn to enjoy a little bit of possession here. We've had 27 minutes live on TalkSport 2. It's still 0-0. Here's Winks now. Centre field options left and right. Comes to Ricardo. He lays it back to Connor Cody. There are 4 blue shirts waiting on the edge of the penalty area. They're all waiting for the ball in, but they're patient here. Ricardo has to turn away after Frockyar defends him well. You can almost see a 5-4-1 of Preston players parked in front of their own penalty area here, and they're challenging Leicester to break them down.
Yeah, I think this is just patience, as you mentioned there, Mark. I said Leicester they can slow the game down at times, but I do worry at times, that there's the through ball again from Cody. That's the threat.
Great ball into the far post, and at the header from McAteer, and he's got to score. He's got to hit the target. It was a first-time ball in from Fatawu. He's curled it past the keeper. McAteer arriving late at the far post, inside the 6-yard box. Mickey Gray hits the target. He scores. He's missed.
Well, he has to. I mean, I talked about that patient football from Leicester. Worked it really well down the right-hand side. This time, Cody does find Fatawu. Lovely little ball. Great ball to the back stick. But McAteer, for me, does he actually get there a little bit too soon? He tries to head it in, keeping his feet on the ground. I think he's just got to jump above that ball, keep it down, and that should have been 1-0.
It should have been. It might be 1-0 at the other end here. Robbie Brady breaking forward. He has it now. We'll lay it off. Now he gets it back near side. Frockyar finds Hughes. That was a glaring opportunity. The best one so far. 29 on the clock. Still 0-0.
And that's what Preston have got to watch out for again. Look, slipping on the ground here. Do not make mistakes, because if you do, then you're going to be chasing after the ball for at least 2 or 3 minutes, because we know Leicester just keep hold of it. They'll bide their time. They'll wait for that chance. And again, as I'm speaking, Mark, they're giving the ball away in the wrong areas.
I just wonder if Leicester do get a goal here, how would Preston react? Because they've not scored in the last 3. They've been struggling badly for goals.
Well, like you said, Mark, they've got into good positions, but where are the forwards? Where's Will Keane? Where's Olmacic? They've got to get in front of their marker and create some opportunities. Good football until the final third, but then they just run out of ideas.
Yeah. Ricardo turns over possession. Ball going forward down the right-hand side, and Preston are looking to build here, but Miller was asked too much, and the ball goes out for a throw-in over on the far side. We mentioned that we've got Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, first leg of the Champions League semi-final on Tuesday. On Wednesday it's the term of Borussia Dortmund and Paris Saint-Germain. Sam Matterface will be with a former England man, Danny Mills, and Adrian Durham for that one. Then Thursday, Chelsea take on Spurs, live and exclusive only on TalkSport. Hugh Wozencroft will be in the chair for that one. As the ball switched towards the far side, can McAteer head it down? He does to Ndidi, who just wanted it to sit down a little bit quicker than it did. McAteer has it over on the far side, and now the ball back with McAteer. Feeds it into the feet of Yunus, and now ball back to Mark Fass, who has it. He's advancing forward, looking to try and commit Preston defenders and pull them out of position. Indeed, lovely little flick pass, finds Winks. Preston lunge in and win the ball back. There's been some delightful little flick passes on the edge of the area, hasn't it, from Leicester so far?
Yeah, there certainly has, but just needed to play that first time, as they are doing right now.
Yeah, Yunus hit that first time, and he wished he hadn't done. He went for the give and go edge there. It looked like he was blocked, went to the ground, the ball fell back to him, he just got up and quite frankly hoofed it behind for a goal kick.
It's what we call a rushed shot, Mark, isn't it? I think he had a lot more time in his hands than he maybe expected to there. He was leaning back. He needed to just bring it down, get the ball under control, because they'd worked it well again to the right-hand side. Lovely little intricate passes. They're working Preston across from that left to right-hand side, but still waiting to break the deadlock.
Yeah. Championship, Champions League, Premier League and Europa Conference League action all this week. Here now is a chance for Brady into the area. Headed away here, it'll fall, and it's played wide in the end. What can Miller do from the right side? Puts it back into the air, it's flicked away, shot comes in, that's going to be blocked. And now Leicester, they've given it away again. They were looking to try and get McAteer away. Preston in and around the edge of the area look good. It's when they get in the box they don't look so clever.
Yeah, completely right, Mark. Got a bit of work in their hands here just to get it out from the back again, but looking when that ball went into the box, and there's only Will Keane inside of the 6-yard area, no other Preston player. And you just wonder whether Ryan Lowe's, he's got to just have a word with his players to say, look, we're playing some great football, but when we get into that final third, you've got to work so hard to get into the area, because the balls are coming into the box, but if there's nobody there to score, we're not going to get ourselves involved in games.
Throwing down below us, away to our left-hand side. Preston have it. 32 gone, 0-0 here on TalkSport 2. Mark Wilson with the former Sunderland and England man Mickey Gray. And the ball with Robbie Brady. Goes short to Frockyar, and the ball just bounced off his shin. He looks like he'd been partying for a few days with a touch like that, Mickey.
Yeah, no pressure on you whatsoever. Yeah, you're probably right. You've got to control that. You're a professional footballer. There's no pressure on you whatsoever. It's from a throw-in. bounces off your shin and goes back out for a throw-in. This is what I'm talking about. You know, it's the fine margins, isn't it, where Leicester have got that little bit of quality in the final third, and over the last 4 or 5 weeks, Preston have just not showed it. I mean, Jakobsen being injured as well. You just wonder whether Frockyar would have actually been in the starting 11 tonight, but it doesn't look like he wants to be there. I mean, his performance so far has been so shabby.
Yeah. Here's Cody. Gets it across to Yannick Vestergaard, who then finds Wout Fass, and Leicester already over halfway. 11 to go to the break. They have it wide. McAteer tried to beat his man there, and good defending over on that far side. And the ball bounces out of play for a throw into Leicester. So promotion already secured. We'll find out if Ipswich can take a huge step forward. They won't quite be there, but they'll be almost be able to touch it if they win tomorrow. They'll be 3 points clear with 1 game to play. They're at home to already relegated Huddersfield at the weekend, Ipswich.
I mean, the games are coming thick and fast, aren't they? But it's all about that pressure now. I suppose Ipswich have still got it in their own hands. Ipswich tomorrow, Huddersfield, final day of the season. I think you'd probably expect on paper, Mark, for them to go and win both games, but it doesn't work like that when you're at this part of the season.
I've been thinking that for the last month. There's been a lot of defeats for the top 3. Here now comes Brady down this left-hand side, looking to beat his man, which he does, but the cross is behind, way over the top, and it will be a goal kick to Leicester. 35 on the clock, and it is still 0-0 here.
Yeah, not Robbie Brady's best moment of the night, I have to say, but again, it's alarming how easy it is to get the ball over to this left-hand side to him, because Fatara wants to stay in the opposition's half, so he's always got that half a yard to whip that ball into the box, but just doesn't wrap his left foot around it enough on this occasion. And how many times they get themselves into good positions, and why are they not scoring goals?
Yeah, Leicester playing out from the back. Now we'll look forward to Yunus. Ball was behind him. Andrew Hughes will collect it, and Brady gets it now. Just trying to draw Vardy onto them there, the Preston defenders. Here's Hughes on this near side. His ball down the touchline is deflected into the path of Ricardo. He gets it away to Cody, who will go back to Stolarczyk, who's got a bit of a bobble in front of him, but he did well, and finds Fass on that far side. Here now is Winks. Beautiful pass, finds Ndidi. If he looks up, the crossfield switches on, and he's found it. Here now is Fatawu. There are blue shirts everywhere around him. Is Yunus, gets it back. Vardy back to goal, turns and scores. Jamie Vardy starts the championship title winning party here. It wasn't his cleanest connection, it didn't need to be. Back to goal, 8 yards out. Vardy left footed beats the Preston keeper. It's Preston 0, Leicester 1.
Well, I think when anybody normally scores a goal, you're talking about the finish at the end of it. It was probably the worst part of the move, because it was fantastic from Harry Winks. Lovely little reverse pass into Ndidi, the crossfield pass, then the overlap and run. Yunus just had to reverse it towards the edge of the 6-yard area, and Jamie Vardy, with like a reverse pivot, he scuffed it into the back of the net. It's more bobbled into the back of the net than anything. And what does he do every single time he celebrates? Celebrates in front of the away supporters, gets their neck up a little bit, but you have to say it's probably been coming. They've been the better side in this game, no doubt about it, and I think thoroughly deserve to take the lead.
17th league goal of the season. There's a couple of flares in the away end. Sure, the stewards will be moving in to sort those out, but Leicester on their way to the title again, as they were 10 years ago. Led to an unprecedented decade, really, for Leicester City Football Club, winning the Premier League, getting deep in European competition, winning the FA Cup as well. What will the next 10 years hold? Might not be quite as illustrious as that, but what we do know is, come August, they're back in the big time, and it looks, as it stands, as though they're going to be going up as champions. I've got to be honest, Mickey, I thought he'd missed it,
yeah,
He stuffed it that badly. It didn't look like he missed.
Well, as I was saying, normally it's like, it's a wonderful finish, but we just can't say that. The move, Mark, was fantastic. It really was. Playing through the lines, that reverse pass from Harry Winks. I mean, everything good that Leicester City are doing is going through him, but the crossfield pass was just brilliant. It was a lovely move.
Here is Vardy looking to turn provider for Ndidi. That Fassad raced into the area, it's cleared away. And here now goes Pereira. Here's Fatawu. He's going to be another bit of business Leicester need to take care of pretty quickly. I'm sure he'll have his suitors as well. On loan from Sporting. Crossfield switch from Preston, and you just wonder now what have Preston got mentally. They're struggling for goals as it is, and Leicester already, having scored, Mickey, have just upped the passing a little bit. It's all a bit crisper again now.
Yes, it is, I mean, they're controlling the game, aren't they? And I think even from the first whistle, Mark, you know, their crowd have been a little bit flat. We've barely heard them, let's be honest with you, and that's maybe down to having 5,700 to our left-hand side of Leicester City supporters, but they're enjoying themselves. They're here to party.
They are. Here now is Yunus. Gets it away to Winks. He's got Fass outside him. McAteer, who breathing a sigh of relief after that early headed chance of his went wide. Here he is on the left-hand side. Finds Winks, and again there's 5 or 6 in front of him. Crossfield switch was looking for Fatawu. He was headed away at the far post. There's so many bodies in motion in and around the penalty area for Leicester. That's a nice ball away. Cody's got a bit of a race on here, and Cody does well. Just pokes it out for a throw-in on the halfway line. Preston 0, Leicester 1.
And as you mentioned, Mark, there, you're just wondering if there's anything left in the tank from these Preston players. I think in your own head you think to yourself, look, it's the final home game of the season. I've got to just dig deep, and I've got to try and find something. We've got to try and get out of this rut as quick as we possibly can, even if it's just getting themselves on the score sheet. They might not get nothing from the game after the 90 minutes, but you've just got to keep going for as long as you possibly can. Don't give up on the game.
Preston have it on halfway. You're live on TalkSport 2, the home of the AFL. We've got all the playoffs to come, every single game live across the TalkSport network. If you've not got the TalkSport app, now would be a good time to get it. It's free and available in all the usual places. Click on the live games icon and you'll not miss any of our live sporting action. We've got lots of it as well coming up over the next few weeks as the AFL and the Premier League draw to a conclusion. Got a massive game on Friday night, Luton Everton live on TalkSport, and that may be the game, Mickey, that determines whether Luton can be in the Premier League next season.
Well, it sounds like TalkSport's the place to be, Mark, this week, isn't it? I mean, some incredible games, but that last one you just mentioned there, my goodness, what a game that's going to be.
It is. Ball played forward by Ricardo, it's cut out, and forward now will come Preston. What's their ambition like? Frockyard, great skill, takes him past Winks, leaves him on the seat of his pants. Frockyard at the edge of the area, looking for support. It's arriving now, but there are plenty of blue shirts back. Crossfield switch. Fass will head it away. Well, that was great skill from Frockyard, but again, there's no end product on the end of it.
Yeah, it was fantastic. His feet were great. He was clever to get away from his marker. Osmajic made a run in behind. He went a little bit too early. You could see that Frockyard wanted to play the ball, but sensed he was in an offside position, but then he tries to play that 30-40 yard diagonal pass over to the right hand side, and it's got too much height on it, not enough pace and sting on it, and again Leicester City just pick it out of the sky and pick up possession again.
Throwing for Leicester, far side, 4 to go to the break here. As it stands, Leicester City will be champions of the championship. The ball out for another throw in. So will it be Leeds or Ipswich who make the second automatic spot? Ipswich will play Coventry live on TalkSport 2 tomorrow night. A win there, they would need a point on the final day to wrap up promotion. Anything less and it will be a very, very nervy final day for both Ipswich and Leicester. And who will get the final place? Can Holgate crash the party late on? They need a few things to go their way, and they need Preston to really get a win at West Brom, and the form wouldn't suggest that will happen, but you never know in this division. Winks, Yunus just exchanging passes, 5 or 6 of them. Now Yunus sets off, feeds the ball out to Fass, approaching the edge of the area, always keen to get forward, lays it off to Winks. Here's Vestergaard, back to Fass, and now here is Ndidi. Ndidi puts the ball in, he was looking for Vardy, it was headed away from him, back to Fass on that far side, finds Winks, and it's like we're watching a training session at the moment. Leicester just popping off passes for fun. Here's Fatawu now, got a defender in front of him, cuts onto his foot and it's flicked goalwards there, and it was Ricardo who got a header on it. If he gets a little bit more on that, then Woodman could have been in trouble, but the keeper saves it nicely.
Well, they're the ones that you see a little bit late as well, aren't they? I mean, it was good play for Taiwo. It looked like the ball was just getting away from him, but he poked his left foot out to get anything on it, and Ricardo Pereira made a nice little run, that near post run just in front of his marker, the little glancing header, and you're right, caused Woodman problems in that Preston goal.
Oh, ball is given away. McAteer collects it edge of the centre circle. We've got 2 minutes of the opening 45 remaining. You're live on TalkSport 2. Jamie Vardy, 17th league goal of the season. Means that Leicester are in front. A bobbled finish, but it went in the back of the net nevertheless.
I think that's being kind, Mark.
Yeah, it was a duff, but it went in, so they all count. Here's Fast now, looking to try and work an opening here. Finds Cody midway between halfway and the edge of the penalty area. Ricardo with a neat pass. Winks then will feed it out wide. Looking now to find Ndidi over with the edge of the area. Now he's going back towards halfway. Fast now will go back towards the opposition goal. No need to force the play for Leicester. It's Preston really that need to force it, but the goal's a problem for them. Confidence may be lacking in these final few games. Ball now with Winks going forward again. Gets it away. Well, they put 5 past Southampton last time out, Leicester. You just get the feeling, Mickey, if they got a second quickly here, then they could go through the gears again.
No, absolutely, yeah. It wouldn't surprise you. No, I think they look so much in control when they've got possession of this ball, dictating the pace of the game. If they want to go through the gears, they're great at it. If they want to slow the game down, absolutely fantastic. And they've had 2 or 3 really good opportunities in this first half. On another day, it could have been out of sight.
Yeah, it could have been. Ball now is again over on the far side. 1-handed on minute. We're into it now here at the end of the first half at Deepdale. AFL Championship live on TalkSport 2, your home of the AFL. All the playoff action to come, all the drama of the final day in the Championship on Saturday to come as well. Oh, ball given away there by Vestergaard, and momentarily it was 3-on-2, but Vestergaard's won it back off Keane, and now the counter-attack could be on the other way. Here now is McAteer, pulls it back edge of the area for Ndidi, gets it away here to Ricardo, looking to get it out of his feet, try and force a shot. That's a little bit too much of Fatawu there, and the ball should be cleared away by Preston. But again, it's a Leicester player, and it's Fast who's first to it, and he's rampaging to the edge of the area, little up and under edge of the area, and the ball headed towards goal by Vardy, and Woodman plucks the ball out of the air just under his crossbar. And now Preston are going forward the other way. Final seconds of what's been an entertaining first half, but really has been Leicester who've been the better side, certainly in terms of chances. And there is the half-time whistle, and those 5,700 Leicester fans that are here tonight, and all those listening at home on TalkSport 2 will be pretty happy with the opening 45 minutes. Yes, Preston looked neat and tidy in patches, but they didn't do an awful lot with the ball, and truth be told, Jakub Stolarczyk hasn't had a meaningful save to make. At the other end, Woodman made a neat save early on from Jamie Vardy, who was played in by Yunus. Then McAteer really missed an open header, far post, 6 yards out, hits the target, he scores, he headed it wide, but Leicester in front on 36. Lovely team move involving Winks and Ndidi. Down the near side was Fatawu, and his ball in found Vardy eventually, who turned back to goal, scuffed his shot, but it went into the back of the net. Fine team move means that Leicester are 45 minutes away from going back to the Premier League as champions of the Championship. At the break at Deepdale, it's Preston 0, Leicester 1. Cheers, Hugh. Teams out for the second half. Can't see any changes as yet. Leicester leading by a goal to 0, attacking from right to left, and Wilfred Ndidi's just produced a wonderful first touch to keep a pretty tough pass from Harry Winks under his control, and he nudges it back to his goalkeeper. And Leicester, who dominated the latter part of that first half, are looking now to start brightly, and they'll get a free kick here because Yunus has just been pulled down, and that is going to be a yellow card. Was it Alan Brown who got yellow carded there? I think it was. Alan Brown is into the book within 48 seconds of the restart.
Yeah, a little bit of frustration there from the start from Preston and Alan Brown there. Eunice, it was a great first touch, played into him in that central area, got away from his marker, and cheap foul I would call it, but easy decision for the referee.
Yeah, it was indeed. We'll give you the two lineups in a moment. As here forward come Leicester again. Wilfred Ndidi gets it away to Winks. Winks now looking to square the ball out over on the far side to Cody. Cody now works it wide. Otawa over on that far side whips in a good ball, but it's headed away edge of the penalty area. Preston defending. Ryan Lowe would want a little bit more from his team. Final home performance of the season. Disappointing end to the season. Now they've conceded a free kick. Give you the Leicester lineup then. Stelarczyk in goal. Back forward Ricardo, Cody, Vestergaard and Fass, and Ndidi, Winks and Eunice across the middle with Fatawu, Vardy and McAteer, the front three. And Leicester back on the attack here, looking to probe and pull Preston apart. Fass will bring it forward, whips in a lovely ball. It was just too high for Vardy. He gets any kind of touch on that, I think it's a goal.
Well, I'm just looking at the run from Jamie Vardy. I was actually waiting for the flag to go up, Mark, but he's obviously timed it really well. It just had a little bit too much height, floated into the box rather than whipped into the box. That's what Jamie Vardy needs. He got away from his marker, but just a little bit too high for him, even with a leap.
Yeah.
Easily went through to the keeper.
Woodman, had that got a touch, would have been in trouble there. Woodman is the goalkeeper. Hughes, Lindsay and Watmo the back three. Brady, Ledson, Brown and Miller across the middle. Frockyard behind Osmajic and Keane, who lead the Preston line. And up to press, a blunt-looking Preston line, if we're honest. They've not really threatened Stelarczyk's goal. Away to our right-hand side. 1-0. Still throwing it down here in the northwest. But the Leicester fans that are here having plenty of fun in the rain. They're not letting the weather dampen their spirits, and why would they? They're back in the Premier League. What that will hold for them and maybe what points they'll start on was all be revealed over the summer for sure, but they're back in the big time after a short stay out, and now they're looking to sign off in style with a title to put in the trophy cabinet at the King Power. Here's Fass again down this near side. He's put the ball at risk and it was knocked out by Miller, and it's a throw-in for Leicester City. Yeah,
good concentration there from Liam Miller down this right hand side. You can see Leicester have just been patient, trying to get that ball into the wide areas, playing through the lines.
Frockyard does well there. There could be a chance of a break on here. Well, that will be abruptly stopped by Ricardo's foul. Referee happy to let play go on without a card, and now it's on the Preston left. That's a good looking ball. It's a great ball in. Nobody there to tuck it in. Miller will square it back, and it's cleared away by Leicester. Well, look, as a centre forward, Mickey Gray, you're begging for a ball into the penalty area like that. There's nobody there to put it in.
And that has been the problem, Mark, without a doubt. I mean, it's a fantastic ball in from Robert Brady down that left hand side, but Osmajic, it's half-heartedly going for it. You know, he doesn't want to get hurt. You can see it. He's got so much space at the front post. Oh my goodness.
Stelarczyk there's just miscontrolled it on his own goal line, and now his clearance was a rush one, and Preston have got the ball back edge of the area. Oh, Brown slips just at the vital time, and now the break could be on going the other way. Here now is McAteer. He skips past one, driving to the edge of the area. He's got support with him. He goes to Vardy, he just peels out of the edge of the area. He slips, but manages to get the ball away to Eunice. He tried to slide it through, and it's won back here. And Vardy was in an offside position, so couldn't go and collect the ball, and it's back with the keeper Woodman. Still 1-0, but you've seen there, every time they get near the box, Preston, it's like they climb up. They're not quite sure what they're supposed to do with it.
Yeah, there's no belief in the players, Mark. That's the problem. I mean, it's a great ball in from Brady on that left-hand side, but you need your centre forward busting a gut to try and get in there, which he half-heartedly did. It was like he didn't want to get on the end of it, didn't want to be seen to be making a mistake or missing the target. That's not what you need from your centre forwards.
They got the ball back, Preston, here on halfway. Now they've been dispossessed, and now it's a chance for Leicester. A couple of sliding strong challenges go in, and in fairness, they've got the ball back, Preston, here, and now they're advancing through the centre circle. Over on the far side they have it now. Hughes has made a good run down the far touchline side. He'll get it back now, looking to work it in. Osmajic and Keane went in the middle, and then Leicester just pinch it off them, and now the break could be on again here. McAteer again advancing forward. Didn't quite feel he had the support with him to go through, so he just held his run and feeds it back to Wout Faes on this near side, and Leicester back in possession. They look so comfortable on the ball. Around about 40 minutes or so away from another championship title, as now they have it over on the far side. Can they get a second goal to really light up that away end? Ball level with the edge of the penalty area. Right hand side for Leicester. Looking to work it back here is Yunus. Gets it away to Winks. Winks will just move the ball to Faes, who's always willing to go forward. He's advancing forward here into the edge of the area. He's driven through one. He's got on his right foot. He shoots. It's the post and it's a tap in. Vardy blasts it in. Faes it was with a shot that hit the post. It was on the line, and Jamie Vardy couldn't miss. He doesn't miss. It's Vardy 2, Preston 0, and Leicester are going to be the championship champions.
Well, if anybody was going to be in the right place at the right time, it was that man, Jamie Vardy. But all the hard work had been done for him by Wout Faes, who picks up the ball, and you touched it up, Mark, in your commentary, loves to get forward. He had no right to get past 3 Preston players. He dribbled in between them. He got a bit of good fortune, a little ricochet fell into his path. He got his shot away with no pressure on him whatsoever. Looked like it was going to creep in at that near post. Woodman dives across to his right hand side. I think he might have took a little slight deflection off him into the path of Jamie Vardy, who's just rifled that ball into the roof of the net. Well, how easy was that to break through this Preston line? I mean, that's ridiculous. It really is. Hang your head in shame if you're a Preston player in that line where Faes has had to run through you, because where's the challenges? As if they've all moved out of the way. But take nothing away from the run and the finish from Vardy. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, he leathered that, didn't he? It was on the line. He couldn't miss. He leathered it into the roof of the net. He enjoyed that. 2 for him, 18 now for the season. You wouldn't rule him out, him ending on 20 league goals. And now here's another break on here, and the ball played to McAteer. It was behind him, and that was because there was a foul by Preston, and Sam Allison has shown another yellow card here. Not sure if it was Lindsay on the end of the foul or not. We'll confirm that in a moment, but it's a free kick. Foul on Yunus, brought down midway through the Preston half, and the party has started for sure now. Not that I don't think it's ever stopped since Friday night.
Yeah, they're enjoying themselves. I mean, look, what about the defending? I'm asking you here. I mean, they just all moved out the way of them. Yeah. I mean, it's just ridiculous. You know, you do not expect to see what I've just witnessed from 3 Preston players there. You know, the manager must be pulling his hair out in that technical area.
I know it's the end of the season and there's nothing to play for, but that was basic defending not done right. Now there's a cross to the far post, headed away by Preston. Leicester corner incoming. I think the question now is how many Leicester win by here. You're live on TalkSport 2. Jamie Vardy for sure will be hunting down a hat-trick here. Deafening noise coming from the left-hand side, and Preston, well, they look done and dusted. And if you're a fan of Hull watching this, needing this team to win at the weekend at West Brom, you wouldn't be holding out much hope. Ball in is headed away by Lindsay, and it's out for a throw. Look, I know Saturday's another day, Mickey, but you would be pretty disappointed if you're a Hull fan looking on at this performance.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it's an end of season performance, isn't it, from Preston? You know, I think at times they've looked quite bright, and you know, I'm not pointing every single player out. I think Robbie Brady has been excellent tonight. Liam Lindsay, when he's been called upon, has defended pretty well. Ryan Ledson has put some decent balls into the box, but that forward line, there's got to be question marks over that, and I think they've got some good players, I really do. Bodvarsson's a big miss for them, there's no question about that. Woodburn, they've got good players, Preston, but the 3 who are out there right now, they've got to up the ante, because it's just simply not good enough.
2-0 Leicester lead here. They're going to be the champions of the championship. It's down to Ipswich, who will play tomorrow. You'll hear that live on TalkSport 2. Adrian Durham will be live at the CBS Arena Coventry against Ipswich, another huge instalment of the Championship to come, and that will determine what happens at the weekend. Will be at all the big games at top and bottom, rest assured about that. TalkSport 2, home of the EFL. And the ball now with Fass on this near side, who has it. He will feed it out wide to McAteer. Missed that glaring chance in the first half, and Diddy tries to put the ball across still. That looked like handball that from Ndidi. He's got away with one there, I think. And now he'll go back inside his own half. Even now, Vardy still making those zipping runs into the edge of the area. They couldn't find him on that occasion. They'll be trying for sure. Here comes Winks now. Every Leicester player now looking to go forward. Here's Connor Cody. Fatawu outside him, gets it now. Fatawu, defenders backing away. Brady backs off him. He'll lay it to Cody. Didn't quite have the room he thought there, and Cody's pass is blocked, and the danger gone, and Preston will look to counter here. All over on the far side, and watched out by Vestergaard, and that'll be a throw into Leicester City.
Yeah, they defended well as well, Leicester, I have to say. Whenever they've been called upon, which hasn't been on too many occasions, they've stayed patient, they've been really calm, they've stayed with those runners, and they've just got there half a yard quicker than these forward players from Preston. And then when they do get the ball, they're very patient in their play out, as they're doing right now, playing it from right to left, and off they go again.
Yeah, off they go again, going forward. Here's Fass now, as the ball gets it out to McAteer. Ball back to Fass on halfway. All of a sudden, every Leicester player looking alive, looking alert, looking to add to the score line, as Fatawu is chopped down over on the far side. And that was Brady who brought him down, and Brady might well earn a yellow card for his trouble. Referee's across there. No, it's just a foam spray, pulls out of his pocket. Yeah, that was a challenge you'd have been quite proud of, Mickey, there. He certainly wasn't going past, was he, Fatawu?
Well, the problem is, Mark, it's 56 minutes too late. Yeah, that's the challenge that you make in the first minute to your wide player if you're a fullback, and you say, right, all right, welcome to the game. Next time you come anywhere near me, I'm going to do exactly the same thing. And you can't wait until the 57th minute to make challenges.
Ball now will be swung in from the Leicester right-hand side. Preston defending high on the edge of their area. 2-0 Leicester lead here. And the ball in is not a good one, but it's not cleared. It's hit on the volley. It'll fall to the edge of the area. It's headed back here. Leicester will keep possession. And it's Fatawu who pops up with it. Gets it to Ndidi, who's shot. There was a slice that goes out about 15 yards away from the corner flag. Not one of his best efforts, Wilfred Ndidi, for sure.
I think you're being kind there, Mark. I saw a shot from Mudryk that nearly went out for a throw-in when he played against Aston Villa at the weekend, and I think that one was even worse, but it's probably the only thing he's done wrong in the game, so, let's give him a bit of leeway. Yeah,
for sure. Ball for Preston played forward. There's not been a lot come back yet from Preston. Free kick, ironic cheers from the home fans. Not seeing a lot to be too happy about here. It is 2-0 to Leicester. Free kick for Preston over halfway. If we could get one back, just for a degree of self-comfort. They've lost the last 3 games without scoring. An end to the season that's fizzled out for them. Injuries we heard earlier on, didn't we, from the local reporter, that injuries in midfield have really decimated the chances of Preston. They've got the ball back here with Brown, and now they're going to get another free kick because Ledson was upended by Yunus, and it's a free kick between halfway and the edge of the penalty area, down the Preston right-hand side. Yeah, and
this is an opportunity where you wouldn't like to see them take that short free kick. It's given an opportunity to put that ball in the box. You've got centre-halves who've come up. They might actually do a better job than the forward players, but you're always relying on that quality.
Yeah. Well, it is a set-piece opportunity. Salarchik's not really had a lot to do so far tonight. Will he be given something to do here? All on the right-hand side then. It's going to be swung in doesn't evade the first couple of defenders. It'll be headed back in by Brady. Up there is Vestergaard, heads it away, bit of head tennis and shoes. And then the ball brought down. McAteer's going to have to retreat back towards his own goal to collect this. He's in a bit of trouble here. He's turned in towards his own area. He's done really well. Finds Ndidi, who has just stood there. He then finds Fatawu. They get a little bit of luck. Yunus nicks past one. Now the break is well and truly on. This would be some move here. Yunus going forward. Can he find support? He does on the far side. Referee's playing advantage. Ricardo's cross was too deep in the end. Vardy was at the far post. That would have been a great goal.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah. I mean, they got their good fortune on the way in that break on a couple of occasions. Great play from McAteer in the corner initially. And that ball went over to Pereira. I just thought he was just going to whip that ball to the back stick. You see Jamie Vardy had made that run. He was just waiting for that little bit of quality on this occasion. He just scuffed up the top of his foot a little bit there, but you see they're just breaking through the lines, Leicester City. And again, Ricardo Pereira, he loves to just get into that opposition's half. His energy level's fantastic.
Yeah. Alan Brown and Andrew Hughes in the book. I think Robbie Brady was shown a yellow card there. There could be something here. There's been a clash over on the far side, and the Leicester players are not happy with a challenge that has gone in here. Is it Ndidi? No, it's not Ndidi, is it? I'm not sure who it is, but they've got quickly up in fairness, and it is going to be a bounce ball, I think, to start proceedings. 2-0 here. Leicester in cruise control. You're listening to Preston against Leicester in the EFL Championship on TalkSport 2 and McDonald's, or the Mac Delivery on the McDonald's app, and get Tasty Rewards points. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.
Yeah, well, there's no doubt, Mark, they're enjoying themselves. Leicester City, aren't they? And certainly those supporters as well. They've been chanting throughout the whole of the game. They just can't wait for the final whistle, I suppose. They want to keep celebrating. They just don't want it to end, and thoroughly deserved. They put on a show tonight, they really have. I think they've showed the gulf in quality from the top to even the mid-table in the Championship.
Yeah, they're a cut above here. How many of this Leicester 11 will take the field come August in the Premier League? Some of them may have moved on. All will be revealed over the summer. Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Champions League semi-final first leg tomorrow night. Adrian Durham presented with Jim Proudfoot and the former England captain Stuart Pearce. On TalkSport 2 tomorrow night, we're live at the CBS Arena, Coventry, Ipswich. Huge game. Ian Danta and Adrian Clark will be taking you through that one. Then on Wednesday, it's the other Champions League semi-final. Dortmund against Paris Saint-Germain. Adrian will be with Sam Matter facing the former England man Danny Mills. Double-header on Thursday. Chelsea against Tottenham, live and exclusive on TalkSport. Whilst on TalkSport 2, Aston Villa, Olympiacos, Europa Conference League semi-final first leg. Then on Friday, a huge game. Luton against Everton, live and exclusive on TalkSport Friday night. And that's all before game day live. Here come Leicester again, coming forward now, starting to find the passes. But as I say, that Ricardo just showed a little bit too much of it to Brown, but he wins it back. What a challenge that is. And it's got the attack going again here. It'll fall for McAteer, who hits it first time and curls it over the top. Worth the effort. Couldn't keep it down. Still 2-0.
Great play from Ricardo initially to win the ball back. He just whipped that ball into an area, and McAteer, I don't know, it's just rising all of the time as it can't quite get over the top of his shot. I just wonder whether he was better just taking a little touch, because on the edge of the box, Wilfred Ndidi was waiting. You could see he had his arms out waiting for that pass. Maybe everybody's trying to get on the score sheet tonight.
Yeah, 64 gone. Jamie Vardy with 2 goals. And now he's got a chance here because he's being played in. He's in on goal for the hat-trick to wrap it up in style. Keeper makes a great save. 1-on-1, Woodman denies Vardy what would have been a very, very special moment here. He'd have wanted that one back, Jamie Vardy.
Oh, Woody, just great, wasn't it, from Jamie Vardy? Instinct again. Preston giving the ball away. You don't give it away to Jamie Vardy. Runs in on goal. Yes, it's his weaker left foot. He tries to go across Woodman. I just wonder whether he should have just played it down the side of a mark. Big opportunity for his hat-trick.
Here comes the corner, whipped in towards the 6-yard box and arriving late. Was Westergaard couldn't get a touch on it, but it's come off the defender, it's gone behind. I'm with you, I thought he would have gone straight. He was going that quick, wasn't he, Vardy? I thought he'd just run straight round him.
Yeah, I mean, he's done brilliantly, hasn't he, just to get the ball and then run it into the 18-yard box, but he's normally so cool in that situation, but for once, I think he made the wrong decision. After that corner, that's just been whipped into the 6-yard box. Wow, somebody just needs to poke that in the back of the net.
Yeah, well, they're all lined up on the edge of the area here. Yunus is going to swing it in, left-footed away swinger. Woodman waits on his line. Is there a third incoming for Leicester? Flicked on at the near post, it'll fall here to Ricardo, who's got time. Looks to work the ball onto his left foot, and then eventually just gets tackled in possession. He almost had too much time on the ball there. Might get another opportunity here. A few of the big guns have stayed forward. Cody's there on the edge of the area waiting. Can they deliver a cross? They might do here. They've got to the byline. And now a chance to put the ball in. There's plenty of blue shirts waiting. Cross in, headed in. And it's McAteer who heads it in from 6 yards out. He missed in the first half. He wasn't going to miss again. Leicester have got 3. It will give them the 3 points that wraps up the title. And those fans now are lapping it up. Leicester City back in the Premier League, and they're taking some silverware with them. Preston 0, Leicester 3.
Well, I mean, it's brilliant, isn't it, from Leicester? You know, they just keep the ball alive from the corner. Well, as that ball comes out to the edge of the 18-yard box, there's no Preston player within 5, 6, 7 yards of Ndidi. Ball gets played out to the right-hand side. Fatawu, brilliant feet just to get to the byline, and what a super ball into the box. And you're expecting the defender to be alongside Casey McAteer. Well, there's nobody in sight. Simple header into the back of the net. Gives Woodman absolutely no chance in that Preston goal. We said the floodgates might open. Well, they've got 3. I'm sure they want more.
Well, Emil Rees has just come on off the bench for Ryan Lowe's side. Osmajic is the player that makes way here. But it's 3 goals to 0. And we said it when the second one went in. It is maybe a question of how many Leicester win by. The change has been made, and they're not going to carry on here because there are a few flares have been thrown onto the field, and I know the fans are enjoying it, but you've got to think about the safety of everyone here at the game, and it's not the brightest thing to be doing, throwing flares onto the field.
No,
Shields are dealing with that.
Absolutely not, Marty. Look, I mean, they're here to celebrate. Of course they are, and they've had a brilliant few days, haven't they? And it's continuing tonight, but you don't really want to see this happening in the stadium. You know, it's been a great performance from Leicester, and just go and see out the season and do it the proper way.
Yeah, 3-0, quarter of the game to go. You're live on TalkSport 2, Mark Wilson and Mickey Gray here in Ipswich. I'm not even sure they were thinking about the title, to be fair. They've got more important matters to deal with, and that's namely getting second place in the Championship. Their focus will be on that. Leicester have won it back again. They're coming forward again here. Well, they put 5 past Southampton last week, and they look in the mood for 5 again tonight. They're going to do it in style. They started off magnificently the season. They had that blip post-Christmas when everyone was starting to question Enzo Maresca's side. But they're ending in some style. And Yunus trying to get in behind here was just out-muscled. And he's given away a free kick 25 yards out from the Preston goal.
I also think, Mark, as well, I mean, yes, it hasn't been a great ending to the season for Preston, but Ryan Lowe will be a keen bystander watching the way that Leicester City have set themselves up, their attitude coming into games like this and thinking, that's how I want my team to play, and that's what he's got to try and take out of this game, because it looks like they're going to get nothing from it. But he's got to look at the organisation of Leicester, you know, how much they want to go out and win the game, how they can control a football match. But when you do get into that final third, how clinical they are. And that's why they've scored so many goals this season. And I think if he is going to take anything from this Ryan Lowe, that would be it.
Well, Leicester are starting to make changes. The goal scorer, McAteer, goes off, gets a warm embrace off his boss, Enzo Maresca. Wilfred Ndidi makes way. As on into the action comes Stefi Mavadidi. I think it was Hamza Chowdhury, the other player who came on for Leicester here, who lead by 3 goals to 0. And you get the feeling the only way that Preston will get anything out of this game is through an unforced Leicester error, but at the moment they haven't looked like making one.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to come, does it, Mark? I mean, they're enjoying themselves so much, probably even maybe doing things that they haven't done on a weekly basis, trying passes, but that's just the confidence that is flowing through the veins. And said it's been a brilliant few days for them. Why not go out and enjoy yourself? This is the type of things that you see week in, week out in training, but it's very hard to do on a match day. But boy, have they done it tonight.
Yeah, well, here is a rare foray forward for Preston, looking to put a ball in. I thought it was a decent ball, but Salarcic was out quickly to get it. Enzo, give us a wave, sing the Leicester fans, and Enzo delivers a wave. He's delivered promotion and the league title as well. Not been a bad first year for him in charge of the Foxes. It wouldn't be football, it wouldn't be sport if there wasn't a blip somewhere along the way. They had that and they've recovered well. And look, maybe they've been helped by slips from Ipswich and Leeds, but the facts are, Mickey, they put that much pressure on that early with all those points on the board.
Yeah, they did, yeah. Didn't lose many points in the first half of the season, did they? And I think everybody was talking about Leicester maybe in after 4 or 5 games of how good they were.
Here's a chance though for Preston. Great block in the end there from Connor Cody. Proper defending over on that far side, and the ball is poked out for a throw-in. So Preston starting to get a little bit more of the ball. 18 minutes remaining here on TalkSport 2. That huge game tomorrow, Coventry against Ipswich. Ball fed to Vardy, who's beaten. Shot comes in from distance. Maybe got a deflection. No, it didn't. Liam Lindsay, the centre-half, with a 30-yard effort. Not too far over the top, but over the top nevertheless.
I think he was appealing for something there, Liam Lindsay, because it went over the top of the crossbar there, Mark. But just before, Robbie Brady on that left-hand side done really well. They worked the ball well, but on this occasion I thought he got it wrong. I think he had to cross that ball low into the box, because he did on this occasion. 2 or 3 Preston players were waiting to pounce on it, but he took the shot on, and good defender from Cody in the end, but it was made easy because he was just blasted at him.
Oh, Vardy, great touch here, and they're racing in down the right-hand side here. Leicester looking for support, might not need it, goes for the shot, hits the post. Great effort there from Fatawu. Ball not yet gone. Laid back here. Winks is going to put the cross in. That is blocked. That was a great run from Fatawu. He's beaten the keeper, all ends up, but it hit the outside of the post and bounced to safety.
Oh, what an effort. Absolutely brilliant, wasn't it? Doing what we've seen all season. Cutting in onto that left foot. Just get his head up for an instant and just whipped it towards that far post. And Freddie Woodman was just drifting across to his right-hand side in hope than anything else that it was going to hit the post or go wide. Rattled off that post, didn't it, and came back out. But boy, they're enjoying their football now, Leicester.
They are. Is there another goal in it for the champions? Ball brought down by Reese over on the far side. He's been out for a large part of the season, which hasn't helped the Preston cause. Could be a chance over on the far side, but even that's smuggled out by Leicester. Oh, then they give it away. That was dangerous. Crossfield pass. Goes badly wrong for Preston, and maybe just sums up the closing few weeks of their season. It's out for a Leicester throw-in as we see more Enzo Maresca changes over on the far side. So Jamie Vardy's night is done. Dennis Pratt is coming on for him. Listen to this for an ovation. It's just exchanging embraces with some of his colleagues. It looks like Yunus is the other player making way here as Kiernan Dewsbury Hall comes on. Well, he's earned his breather tonight, hasn't he, Jamie Vardy?
Oh, he certainly has, Mark. Absolutely fantastic performance from Jamie Vardy. His second one was just a blast into the roof of the net, wasn't it? But the instinct of the first one after a wonderful move, and that's what he's out there for. You give him opportunities, you know he will score goals. Probably missed the easiest chance out of the 3. Well, I think he should have played it round the side of Freddie Woodman, but other than that, you cannot fault his performance tonight. Work ethic, energy levels, absolutely first class, and you look at the quality that they're bringing off the bench here. I mean, Chowdhury's already on, Mavadidi's already on, Pratt, Premier League experience. It's just fantastic. And then Dewsbury Hall, who's had an outstanding season.
Yeah, certainly has. Got a free kick here. Sam Allison tried to play on, but was going to bring it back for a A foul on the edge of the centre circle. Now Preston have it. They've played it short, trying to play their way around the midfield here. And there could be a chance here wide on this near side for Miller. Not seeing any of the ball in the second half. Cuts in onto his left foot, looks for the give and go edge of the area, but Fass is there to punt it away. It's gone straight to a white shirt though here, 30 yards out. They'll feed it out wide on the left-hand side here, Preston, looking for a consolation, looking for a first goal in 4 games. Now they're going to be forced back towards halfway. And Pratt will lead the line, chasing down hard, trying to make Preston work even harder to break them down, and eventually Preston just knock it long and it goes out for a throw-in. They're a team lacking in confidence, they're lacking in belief at the moment, Preston. They can't wait for the season to end on Saturday.
Yeah, it's certainly got that feel about it, hasn't it? I think it's got that feel in the stands from their supporters as well, Mark, hasn't it? Which we've barely heard in the game. I mean, it's a decent enough crowd here tonight, but as we keep mentioning, 5,700 Leicester City supporters, which we've heard from that first whistle, and I'm sure we're going to hear them after the final whistle as well.
Yeah, ball out for a goal kick. We've got round about 13 minutes remaining. We're live here at Deepdale, live on TalkSport 2 tomorrow night. TalkSport 2 will be live at the CBS Arena. Coventry against Ipswich. Ipswich, a win. Well, they need basically 4 points from the last 2 games to guarantee promotion, but a win wouldn't half put the pressure on Leeds on Saturday, wouldn't it?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, the games are just going to come thick and fast, aren't they? But the pressure that's behind them and all that hard work in the games that have come prior, it comes down to what you've got left, and you've got to keep just digging deep, Mark. How much do you want it? Who wants it the most?
Yeah, Preston are certainly committing more bodies forward now. I think their changes have meant that will happen. The question is, what can Leicester do going the other way? Here's Wout Fass, he gets it away now. Here's Dewsbury Hall. Just looks to his side to see Ricardo Chowdhury. And back now to Dewsbury Hall. The tower over on that far side, and the post still shaking from that shot that he launched that bounced off it a few moments ago. Now they'll go back to Stolarczyk, who has it on the edge of his own penalty area. 3-0 here, Leicester lead. Jamie Vardy with a double, goals either side of half-time, then Casey McAteer with a header. And here now is Winks, who's orchestrated this performance as he has done much of the season. There's an eye-catching signing for Leicester, and he's proven to be well worthy of that tag, and he's done a great job in the heart of the midfield. And now here is Mavididi, who gets the ball away to Ricardo. Ricardo will feed it wide here to Cody. Fatau over on that far side has it now. Pratt waits in the middle, lays it back to Cody. Gets the ball out of his feet, squares it to Ricardo, who's bundled over edge of the area, but fairly, said the referee. And Preston will get it back. And Preston now will play it forward towards halfway, where Emil Rees is trying to they're just winning every single tackle, Leicester, aren't they, at the moment? Even when Preston think they've got him behind them, there's a Leicester player there, somehow wins a 50-50 or a 40-60.
Yeah, they're just reading every situation, and the problem that Preston have got is when they do win the ball back, there's no outlet for them. Emil Rees has come onto the field. You know, he's a big, strong, physical guy, but he's got to work his magic to beat 3 or 4 players. There's just nothing on for him.
Here's Mavididi now, gets the ball away. Dewsbury Hall, pass 1, pass 2. It'll fall here for Winks. Winks goes for the curl, and it's well beaten away by Woodman. Down low to his left-hand side. It was a nice save. It was a decent height for him, but he still had to save it. Ball played forward, is flicked forward to Miller. He's muscled off it by Mavididi, unfairly, says the referee. And that will be a free kick for Preston. 11 minutes remaining at Deepdale. Free kick then for Preston. There's more changes incoming over on the far side, this time for Preston. And it's going to be Ryan Ledson who makes way. And Dwayne Holmes comes on for the home side. Pretty thankless task, isn't it, coming on for the last 10 minutes?
Yeah, I think it is, Mark. Yeah, you're completely right. I mean, I have to say, I thought Ryan Ledson was one of Preston's better players in the first half, but obviously Ryan Lowe wants to give players an opportunity. and it certainly gives Holmes the chance to say against the champions of the championship, and why not? Get that little bit of experience under your belt as well. It's always nice to play against the champions, but not maybe in this situation.
No, Preston have it far side, dispossessed, but win the throw-in. Vardy, 36, scuff finish, found the bottom corner, then Vardy from a yard out, couldn't miss, blasted in after that, fast hit the woodwork, and then Casey McAteer headed in after good work from Fatawu down that far side for 3-0. Fatawu himself hit the upright. Coming forward though here is Watmo. That's a decent ball into the far post. Could be a chance here, and in the end it's scuffed wide by Emil Rees on the volley, left-footed. It wasn't the cleanest of connections, but that was a really good chance for Preston.
Well, I've got to say, really good play from back to front. If you can't beat them playing the ball along the ground, then just put that ball into the box. Nice little diagonal. You can see Emil Rees, he's still looking up to the sky right now because he knows that was a big opportunity. Weaker left foot, did everything right, kept it down low, but you've got to hit the target.
Ball goes forward here. Leicester bring it down on halfway. And now the ball here to Vestergaard. Rolls it forward. Dewsbury Hall, who's only been on the pitch a couple of minutes, but it's got so much time. That wasn't his best pass though. Cut out before it reaches Fatawu. They'll keep it in far side. So it got far side for a throw-in for Leicester.
I mean, on this showing as well, Mark, isn't it? I mean, it's very difficult at the moment because it's going to be a completely different Leicester City 11 when they do jump into the Premier League next season. But I do like how in control they can be at times. If they get themselves in front, they can slow the game down. I think certainly you've got to judge them on that. But it's what style of football are they going to try and play against the big boys week in, week out? There's no doubt they've got the quality and the pace up front, and they've got the goals. But can they keep them out at the other end?
I was going to ask you, as Mavididi loses possession and now Preston go flooding forward, there may be a late consolation in this for them. Miller skips past one, he's cut into the edge of the area now, tries to feed it through, but credit to Chowdhury, chase back now. Wout Faes is off the other way and he's leading over halfway. Mavididi outside him now, he'll square the ball in field. Here's Winks. Winks will square it away to Ricardo, back to Winks, and it's walking pace now for Leicester. They know the job is done. They might want one more to take back home with them. Mavididi, edge of the area, looking for the give and go, just couldn't take it in. The question I was going to ask you, Mickey Gray, you saw a lot of Burnley last year. Burnley ripped up the championship, absolutely destroyed the championship, but they've struggled in the Premier League, haven't they? Struggled massively until probably the last couple of months.
Yeah, I've got to agree with that. I was quite surprised that Vincent Kompany actually maybe tried to keep the same style of football. Certainly in the first few weeks of the Premier League season, I think you've just got to try and battle your way through it and start to get a few points on the board. But I look at Leicester's 11, and if I was the coach and I had to make changes, or certainly would have a look at making changes, it would be in those central defender positions. I don't think Vestergaard's got the pace enough to play in the Premier League on a weekly basis. Wout Faes played in the Premier League last season quite a lot, didn't really do it enough for me. So I'd certainly be looking in that position to maybe strengthen. I think in full-back areas, there's no doubt about it. Ricardo can play in a full-back, absolutely, in the Premier League. James Justin, they've got some really good players. It's just getting that balance right of from front to back, of scoring goals and keep them out of your own goal.
Yeah, James Justin has just come on. Here is Dennis Pratt trying to chase down the ball. He's got to it first as well, whips it in, and it's thumped behind for a corner. He had no right to win that ball, Dennis Pratt, there, but he's won a corner. It was Fatawu who's gone off for Leicester. It'd be interesting whether they can keep hold of him as well. New Sporting loanee Mavididi and Dewsbury Hall stood over the corner here. We've got 5.5 minutes remaining.
Yeah, good play as well down this left-hand side. You can see they've got some good footballers. They're still wanting to try and add to this tally if they possibly can.
Ball whipped in. Here now flicked towards goal. And now the ball works its way across to the far side, and Preston for a minute thought they were in.
3 substitutes I think are going to come up for Preston here as well, Mark. Maybe a little bit too late.
Yeah, maybe a little bit too late. Going off is Alan Brown. Is this the last time they see him at Deepdale wearing a Preston shirt?
Well, you can hear the jeers, Mark. Sorry to interfere, but I think as he's going off, I talked about that interview we did in the week, and some of the words he said in his interview, it had a feeling like he wanted to leave the club, and he's the player of the season.
Well, he's now getting a round of applause, I think. He is getting a warm ovation as he makes way. Brown is replaced by Noah Mawene. Also coming on, Leighton Stewart. And what a moment, 16 years old, Theo Mawene coming on for his league debut. Might only be the last 5 minutes against the champions, but nice moment for him.
Oh, absolutely. A moment he'll never forget. Absolutely brilliant. Always great to see young talent being given an opportunity. And he'll remember every single moment of this.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll go by in a blur, but he's out there now. He's now a professional footballer in the EFL. And maybe one for the future here at Deepdale. As Leicester still continue to dominate possession here. They've been very, very good here tonight. No doubt about it. The pressure valve release following that big loss for Leeds on Friday night that meant that the Foxes were promoted again back to the Premier League. What an exciting time for the club. Yes, there'll be a few bumps in the road in the summer with the possible points deduction, but all that will be revealed in due course. Right now, the objective was to get back in the Premier League, and they have achieved that in style.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, that's something that the players themselves, they can't really think out what's going to happen in the summer. They just got to enjoy this summer.
Here's a cross towards the far post, and Miller will head it away for a throw-in out on this near side. Brown, Frockyar and Keane, the players that made way for Ryan Lowe's side. They go to West Brom at the weekend. Leicester at home to Blackburn, but that is purely for party purposes only. Although Blackburn is still your former club, Mickey, sweating on the final day of the season.
I mean, they've got the points on the board, haven't they? But I think if it comes down to goal difference, which I don't think is great for my old club, and when you think Leicester, they want to enjoy themselves, they're going to be playing in front of their own supporters as well. It's going to be squeaky bum time, let's say, Mark.
It would take a bizarre set of results, wouldn't it, to relegate Blackburn. I think all three of Sheffield Wednesday, Plymouth and Birmingham would have to win.
Yeah, it's not where my old club want to be. John Dahl Thomason, a lot of changes, giving a lot of younger players an opportunity, and I think without the goals of Smodic, you just wonder where they would actually be.
Well, I think we know where they'd be, Mickey.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, John Eustace has gone in there, hasn't he? I think he probably needs a pre-season with a group of players and to readdress, but he's hoping that it's going to be in the Championship.
Here's Mavadidi now. Like I said, it's going to take 3 results and a big goal swing as well. I think they are going to be okay. Here now come Leicester looking for that 4th goal. What's your gut feeling about tomorrow, Mickey, live on TalkSport 2, Coventry against Ipswich?
I fancy Ipswich, I really do. As I said, I think Coventry have had an incredible season, but it just started to peter out. Saw the performances over the last couple of weeks. Yes, they've got goals in one of those games against Hull City, but I just think Ipswich have got enough in them. I think the confidence will be flowing through the veins, but they need to get off to a good start.
Here's a chance here from the edge of the area. Dewsbury Hall goes one way then the other, and in the end curls a shot which Woodman is happy to fall upon. Maybe had a better opportunity on his left foot, but worked it onto his right. And Leicester are now under a minute away from added on time here. A night in which their fans came to party, and Jamie Vardy once again delivered the Leicester party. 2 goals for him, 18 league goals for the season. What a return, 37 years of age, still banging in the goals. Will he be doing it for Leicester in the Premier League come August? Ball played forward here, there's a pull back there, that's going to be, that should be a booking really. Referee is going to let that one go. No, he's not. Dwayne Holmes is booked. 4 minutes of added on time stand between Leicester and being officially crowned champions of the Championship.
Celebrations can certainly start. I think always going out and getting yourself promoted, yeah, that's priority number one, but finishing as champions, it just gives you that sense of pride as well, knowing that you're the best side.
And here might be a chance to wrap it up in style. Mavididi just took a touch too many there. It looked on the shot, but from an angle wide of goal on the left, he just held onto it too long and the chance was gone. Ball given away though here. Well, if Leicester want to score a fourth, I think they could quite easily score one here. Preston are all over the shop at the moment. Interesting what the reaction is from their fans here. Quite a lot of the fans are leaving already. Here's Ricardo. Gets it wide on that far side. Dewsbury Hall gets it into Winks, who left it thinking that there was a player running in behind him. The ball's hammered clear here. One bit of defending to do, and they're in here. Preston could get a chance. Stolarczyk made himself big, and he had to as well to deny Leighton Stewart, who went to lift it over the keeper, and Stolarczyk used every inch of his frame there to prevent the blushes of the Leicester defence.
I mean, we've been talking about it all night, haven't we? Can they just get themselves on the score sheet? What an opportunity for Leighton Stewart there. Just needed to float it a little bit more to get it over the top of Stolarczyk, but oh my goodness, are they going to come any closer?
Well, it is. Welcome along to listeners from TalkSport. Preston 0, Leicester City 3. We're 2 minutes of added on time away from Leicester being crowned the champions of the championship, as Emil Rees tries to run round the defence. The tail of the tape. Well, there were a couple of missed chances first half. First, Woodman denied Jamie Vardy with a neat save. Then McAteer somehow headed wide unmarked 6 yards out. But Vardy it was who got the opening goal. A wonderful team move in which Winks was heavily involved, as was Wilfred Ndidi and Fatawu as well. It found Vardy back to goal, scuffed his shot, but it found the back of the net. And then in the second half, Wout Faes advancing to the edge of the area. Preston defenders backing off him. His shot hit the inside of the post and was sat on the line. Jamie Vardy smashed it in, much to the delight of the 5,700 travelling fans. Then McAteer got the chance to make up for his earlier miss as he headed in from close range. Just one real effort. We've just seen it from the home side here, Mickey Gray. And the champions have been well worthy of their win tonight.
Well, I think it's been a champion's performance as well, I have to say, from start to finish from Leicester City. They've been absolutely outstanding, controlling the game from back to front. Some excellent performances and some super goals as well, albeit Jamie Vardy scuffed his first one into the back of the net, but his second one's just instinct of being in the right place at the right time. But when they needed to show that bit of quality, you can see the gap between these two sides.
There's another cross into the edge of the area. It'll fall to Harry Winks, who's been outstanding tonight. This result will wrap up the championship title for the second time in 10 years for Leicester. Their stay out of the Premier League was a short one. They are going back, and they are going back in style. 3 goals tonight. They could have had more. Fatawu rattled the woodwork as well. But it's been a dominant performance from Enzo Maresca's side. And with promotion already in the bag, they now know they will be returning to the Premier League as champions of the championship. Leicester City are back in the Premier League, and they are taking the championship title with them. It's been an emphatic performance from the very first whistle. Jamie Vardy, he brought the party for Leicester, as he always does. 2 goals, one either side of half-time. McAteer with a third, and it's Leicester City who will take the title. Preston 0, Leicester City 3.